Okay, guys, welcome to our call. It is 90-day game plan day today, so I hope all of you guys are ready to go. And I just ask that you help out with ISA for Life. Let's get the excitement going. What I have my personally enrolled do is send me a screenshot of their goal page. So they're coming in. I've been asking for them. Everyone sends them to me, and it's a good way for me to keep in touch with people, know what their goals are, know how I can help them. And I like to get their address, pop cards in the mail to them throughout the 90 days to keep encouraging them. Of course, we do it online, and we will do it for the whole team, but that's just some of the things that I do for my personally enrolled. I know some of you are doing coaching calls, weekly coaching calls with your specific people you're linking arms with. Some of you have set up little Facebook groups for your people or chats. So if you have any great ideas to share at the end of the call, I'd love to do that as well if we have time. And I have a feeling we'll probably go a little over the 30 minutes today. So what I'm going to do is just start things off and then give everyone a couple minutes to share. And then if we have time at the end, I'd like to come back to 90-day game plan. Oh, there was one more thing. Healthy mind and body. Keep talking that up and getting your team members on that. I'm hearing absolutely fabulous things from everyone about that program and how it's working for them. So again, keep plugging that with your team members as well. So for today, I know some of you may or may not be up to date with what's been going on within the Mastermind group. So I kind of want to give you a little update before I open it up and have everyone share. So since the beginning now, I've been in for over 3 years now. The end of May was my 3-year anniversary. Since then, we have had lots of changes in the group. We did, the ISA for Life group has been in existence since pretty much the beginning. I know at one point, Ann Baranti had started a Connecticut group. We merged those groups. Lisa Maciel had a group. Erica had a group. They merged. Then they merged with us. But we have been together for some time in that group. Then we started groups for the business. We thought it would be great to have a group when people were shooting for manager. We had a shooting for manager group. Then when they promoted to manager, we moved them into the director group, moved them into the executive group. And then after, a period of time, we talked it over and we decided let's merge all the business groups to one group. So we have everybody that's doing the business in one group. That seems to have gone pretty well. And also the excitement in that group has gotten much better over time. Not too long ago, Lori Olson and Kelly Heinbach in a group started a testimonial page. And now recently they've changed the name to HHP. And so what we're going to try to, talk about today is what's going on in that group. And if you are new to Periscope and have not watched the Periscopes, they're all posted in Mastermind group, and several of them are now on YouTube. So even though Periscope videos go away in 24 hours, there is a Catch Me app that people have been able to catch it and put it to YouTube. So a lot of them are on YouTube and you can still watch them. And most of the links are right within our Mastermind group for you to catch up if you are kind of behind what we're talking about today. But this couple, Lynette and Paul, are doing great things. And at first, when Tara introduced Periscope to me, I have to be honest, and I'm not sure if she's on the call or not because she had plans today, but it overwhelmed me. I thought, oh my gosh, one more thing to learn. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to do LinkedIn now. I'm on Instagram. I'm doing Facebook. One more thing. And a lot of people, I really noticed when I was first getting on, we're wasting gobs and gobs of time on there. But the trainings that Lynette and Paul are doing, now that's where I see Periscope being very, very beneficial. They're training their team. They're training, other teams. They're training people not even in network marketing with their trainings, and they're fabulous. So what's gone on in the last week is this HHP group, which started off as our testimonial page, has just exploded, and the excitement is off the charts, and it's just been very, very exciting. So kind of what I want to talk about, there's been a little bit, I've been, for the last week, fielding calls and Facebook messages. There's been a little confusion about the groups and where we're heading, and why 3 groups, and why not 2 groups. And so I want to give everyone a couple minutes to kind of share from their heart what they're feeling. And I've decided that I'm kind of going to share my thoughts at the very end after everyone else talks. So I'd like to start off. Lori, Tiffany, I know you're up in the corner there. Do you mind sharing from your heart kind of how you're feeling the direction is going or where you'd like to see it go?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. As of right now, I guess my opinion is I I see a need for 3 groups, actually. I've really kicked up my pace in the HHP group, got some new people in there. I'm excited about the direction. I'm excited about these podcasts and the focus that they've given to us that we can implement in the HHP in an effort to grow our team. My thing that I am most concerned about right now is when you market a product, my background's in marketing. When you market a product, you market the positive, and that's what, for those of you who haven't heard the scopes, they're all about using your product site, this HHP, as your storefront. So I picture, you go to your grocery store and you buy ketchup, and there's nothing on the label that says this ketchup contains toxins. They have all the positive things on there. When you go and buy a car, the car with the worst crash rating doesn't promote that part. Every product has positives and negatives. What I love about the HHP is we can live in our little bubble world, and it can be truly a marketing store front, and it's all positive. I know some are in favor of getting rid of ISA for life. My opinion right now is that the timing is not right for that. I believe that the way things are set up right now, there are issues that people have with products and they need support. And they don't necessarily have a sponsor that's engaged. And I would hate to see I did a cleanse and I started vomiting, or I hate the snacks and I want to quit the program on the HHP page. I would love to see those issues addressed in a positive, forward-focused manner on the ISA for Life site.
Okay.
And my thing is, just to wrap that all up, I think, I personally don't believe this is a decision that needs to be made today. I think over time, everything's going to happen organically and naturally, and so I'm super excited about the direction of HHP. I've gotten some great comments from some potentials, so I think it's all good. I think it's all good.
Thank you, Lori. And I forgot to mention, sorry, this is my bad. For those of you that might not know, the difference is with the HHP group, we are inviting prospects there that aren't using Isogenics yet. So I didn't explain that. So if there's any of you that haven't watched any of the Periscopes, that's the main difference, is we are inviting people to come check us out in that group. So you know what, I'd like to skip over Lori Olson. I know you're not on video, but I know you're on the phone. Maybe you can share a little bit more. And guys, I don't want to put a timer on because I really want to let everybody go. So Lori Olson will probably need a little bit more time than everybody else because she's the one that's really been masterminding this group and really heading it up and doing such a great job with it. So I'm going to be like a little more lenient, giving her a few more minutes, and then I really want everyone to have that fair few minutes to chat. So if I have to do a timer, I will, but I think we can just try to keep it as brief as we can, and then if we can go back at the end, we will certainly have time to do that. But Lori, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have, I guess, I feel like I'm here at this point to answer like the concerns Lori Tiffany has and the concerns people have at all. My assumption is that people, I know Cindy did a great job trying to explain it as well as you can without watching several Periscopes with massive detail of how this works. I would not be all in if I just heard that. So if you haven't watched the Periscopes, there are 2 main ones that Cindy mentioned. They're in the comments of a post by Shannon Atkins in ISA for Wealth. That's certainly not all inclusive, and we're all trying to be on there every day now. If you have a say, I mean, if you don't care, you don't care. But if you're going to use it, it needs to be done right. And if it's done right and people actually are educated and listen, and I had to go back before we even got on this call, I went back to one of them to listen to it for the 3rd time, because it is a lot of information, and 3 things, kind of pulled out at me that I was like, okay, that helps, that helps with that, concern, and that helps with that concern. And as you know, we have to hear things a number of times. So when I shared that main, before I knew, gosh, that we'd be so blessed to have someone have the chance to record these, a couple of them, knowing that the Periscope would be gone in 24 hours. The scopes how I got brought into it was actually other people in ISA for Wealth brought it to our attention. I didn't even know it existed as far as, this new Periscope. So I hopped in, and then all the people who were watching those, every single person who's been in intent in watching them are the excited people doing it. The people that are hesitant are probably just haven't gotten as much information, and that's okay. I think that's truly what's happening. I don't think anyone, like Cindy said, is hesitant to use the group as, like Lori Tiffany explained, and things like that, at least that I know of. But I know that they're hesitant to blend the two. So I guess point being, going back to my original point, the reason I put that there is because it was already happening. People were already watching this Periscope, saying, Lori, can we use, is it the ISA for Life Testimonials group as the product page? What's the product page? Where's our product page? They're like, if you guys don't have a product page, you need to have a product page now, create one. And I said, yes, actually, I'm learning more about this and how we really should, ideally in this concept be working it. So then I thought, well, this is all gonna, this is all gonna come about. I better get it over to the ISA Mastermind group so they're educated too on what these people are saying and going on. Not to convince anyone. I was not there to say, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Hope you want to do it. I don't have any opinion on what people's choices are in the direction, whether they want to embrace this or not. I think that they're missing out, but that's up to you and your team. You get educated. We support, you decide. It's kind of the same thing. So as far as that, there are a number of strong leaders and executives that are linking arms to be good administrators. We're going to have a call after this to the people who are interested so that it runs effectively. But to, I guess, go to Lori Tiffany's hesitation, I understand that was one of mine at the beginning too. I'm still not super excited for that to happen, to be 100% honest with you, But if you watch, again, even the planting seeds ones in the Periscopes, it's just really important for them to see that kind of support. And that's really the biggest thing a lot of the product users, the prospects are seeing is how well we support our team. And that's what they really, really, really want. I don't know how many people, I'm sure you guys all talked to, that said, that's been the whole thing for me. I did this thing and I got great support, or I got no support. They don't know what, we can tell them we give them support, but why don't we show them how much support that we give them? The other thing with them calling it our storefront and only having one product page, if that's the way you use it, is that the product users, which are, all the people you've enrolled but may not be 100%. How many of your product users really understand our product and they're sold on them and they believe isogenic, they are an ISO lifer? How many of your product users use that? What percentage? Very small percentage of mine. So this is totally, they need as much education ongoing to believe and feel confident as the people who have not tried the products yet. And we are doing this all in the same place. And we're not asking anyone to post. Helen Lynette explains the power of posting. And those that post the most make the most. So, that is kind of the reason. Now, going back to the bad things that happen, this is a detox system. I tell my people before they enroll, you're going to feel, a lot of people have kind of wonky symptoms. And again, you can go back to that 14-day talk and decide if you think that is right or wrong. And they'll go, oh yeah, I know, I'm sure, it's a detox, things. I'm like, but it's so worth it and so short-lived. So I am okay with that. And if you learn the 14-day talk with Tracy O'Malley, she suggests that they share the good, bad, or, whatever. And you can adjust that if you want them to, come to you. This is your business and how you're going to use it. And I would say the last thing, until people have other concerns I can address, is that the old or other ways that we do things, the way that we've done it before and doing it all by personal message and setting up a phone call first before you give them any information, none of that is wrong. This, like they said, these are all new kind of 2.0 business skills, and they're going where the people are, and the people are on Facebook, and the people just want information. And I know that we've kind of thought that no, they have to set up a time to talk to me first before I really show them the details. But this will get them a little more on board so that in 24 to 48 hours, you probably have a much better chance of having that connection. And you certainly could still set up the phone call ahead of time. So it's a lot. I'm still learning, and I want to go back to say, I want to give kudos to actually tons of other people that are helping educate me. I do not have, I don't have all the information. I'm learning from even the people. We have a little group of the basically leaders that are trying to already administer that group and make sure people are compliant and make sure people are actually using the strategies that and actually helping people. So they're telling me, no, Lynette said this. If you go back here, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to go back. So I want to give kudos, to Shannon and Lori, Tiffany, and Betsy, and, I know Jesse has been helpful too. So there's just, and Tim Joss, Tim Joss, you're helping us a lot too. So there's a lot of you Tiffany as well. So it's all forward focused, locking arms. Let's do this the right way and the way that works for Platinum. Jill Bauman, who actually started this whole thing. And she's, as some of you don't know, Paul and Lynette are under Jill, and they're just trying to regurgitate it to us as well as they can.
Okay.
But it's really about you coming together as a team to support your people so that a new person doesn't drop the ball and just enroll someone and off they go.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try to get through everybody here. And then if there's any more questions and stuff, we can kind of close up at the end. But Jody and Randy, I know you've been sick and traveling. Are you aware of what's going on? Do you have any feedback you'd like to share?
So yeah, finally today I am back to myself. Yay. That was 2 weeks of down and out with a respiratory infection. I have listened to one of the Periscopes, not both of them. And I'll preface this that I'm probably going to be the black sheep of the group. And I am not in favor of it. I think that we have lost a lot of focus on new, best, what's upcoming versus focusing on growing leaders, 90-day game plan, ISA Derby. I think it's been a huge time waster personally. I think we all know how to prospect. We can all choose how to prospect. But I think we need to get back focusing on leader growth. And I probably have a little bit different perspective on team pages because coming from Tastefully Simple, I was on a team page that had a terrible environment, terrible team atmosphere. So I created my own Tastefully Simple page. And I think you guys have a fabulous ISA Life page. But I wanted to keep my own page, not to shepherd them away from you or to pull them away from you, but we have a very local team. 75-80% of our people are within a 20-mile radius. And with everybody else being out of state, I wanted to create a culture where there's some connection locally. And so we invite our people to both sites. And I think, and this will probably happen with our site too, but the bigger sites, the feeds go so fast, I can't keep up with them. We're so busy here, and I know Lynette actually promoted, it's great to have a fast site. I personally don't care for it because I can't keep up. So to me, I think there's been a lot of time wasted on it, and more should be focused on leader building. But that's my opinion, and I'll let Randy give his real quickly.
I think Periscope has a place for training. I think it's awesome. I like what they do with it. But I also, as looking at the pages, is I think there's a place for the ISA testimonials product page for prospects, not just because I don't want to have the team members and the prospects intermixed in there because of possibility of negativity that's much harder to control.
It'll change the dynamics.
Absolutely.
A lot.
And then have your ISA for Wealth or ISA for Life page so that it's separate to support your team members. And you need to continue to have that to produce to promote products, to promote the programs, whether it's cleansing or whatever that people need to be current on. So there's I think a place for all of those. Something I was noticing, I go back to Zach and Eden Slobin when they came out with their new training program, and everybody got really excited about it. And there's been several others that have done the same thing. And to me, it's like chasing squirrels, that we we see something and we go, oh, this is really great, we should try this. And then we go over here and this is really great, we should try this. Instead of focusing, like Jody's talking about, focus on your team. Take care of your team and what they're doing and promote them. That's the whole idea. Is we've been obviously enrolling people that we don't have any problem going out there and doing that. And I can see that everybody,
not us.
And the place that I think needs to be focused on is growing the leaders within that page. And you can do that through maybe the ISA testimonials. I actually liked the shooting for manager, shooting for director, shooting for executive. Separate pages. I know it's more to take care of. The ISA for Wealth is going really good right now, though. But it's a great place to connect with your leaders. Yeah. And I think that's where the focus should be. I think if you take off and you start trying to create more pages in here, I don't have the time or the energy to keep track of all the pages.
And I know a lot of people do have their own team thing, and I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. The more pages, the more complicated things get. So certainly, every single one of you, I've made administrators of our ISA for Life and ISA for Wealth, because I feel like when we are working together as a team, we all do it together. So you guys have always had full reign over if you see a negative post that we could coach, like someone that's struggling and we can coach and help. I don't want that deleted, but like I got on last week and there was 2 ladies going at it. There was 48 comments, 2 ladies going at it, fighting. I deleted it so fast, I didn't even screenshot to see who it was. That was my bad. I could have messaged back and said, hey, this got out of control. I gut reacted because I didn't want anyone else to see it, because I want people to come for positivity and encouragement and all of that. And, my feeling is with this group, and the reason I wanted to bring this to all of you is because, we've worked really, really hard to get a united team. And coming home from conference, man, if the message wasn't we're all one, loud and clear, like Ann was saying, it gave her goosebumps. That's what I want. And I know we're going to have differences of opinions, but we're all also mature adults, and I want to work together no matter what those differences are. And we don't need to come up with a complete, one way or the other today, but I just want everyone to be heard and really what people are saying and meaning, and be respectful of that. We are going to have differences, but that doesn't mean we can't work all together as a wonderful, loving team united. So, all right, Tanya, how about you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I feel like I'm just getting caught up on all of this today. I haven't been able to follow the posts as much as I would have liked to. And so my opinion is just that I feel there's a lot going on, and that I really want to focus in on my 90 days and, helping my associates promote and grow their teams. And I just can't keep up with all of it. I feel like I need a break from Facebook, as a matter of fact. So I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed, and I'm not really sure what my opinion is on any of it right now. Just there's too much going on. So it doesn't add much value to the conversation, but that's just where I'm at.
Well, and I'm sure you're not alone there. Lisa and I were talking about that too. We came home and it's like, so many of us, we don't even have our ISA Derby teams finalized yet. And here's 90-day game plan, and we're trying to work with our leaders. So I totally hear you. That's why, I don't think there has to be a decision either way. The only decision I want, by the end of this call, is that we can all come together and work together. It doesn't have to be one way or the other, but I want everyone's voice to be heard. And, this is something that it may happen organically for all of us. And, the bottom line is we are so blessed with such an amazing group of leaders. And, every one of you is so important to the growth of this team, and linking arms with you is what keeps us all jazzed up. So we're all feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I'm sure, Tanya. All right, Lisa, how about you?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. This was writing notes. And oh my God, Tanya, same thing as Cindy, alluded to. Yes, we had that discussion this morning that my list of things that I wanted to get done after celebration, I've done bits and pieces. I kind of learned from my old business, you can't expect to incorporate everything all at once from celebration right away when you get back. And when that happens to me, I get so overwhelmed and I don't do a lot of it. And so, yes, I also don't have my ISA Derby team. I'm still trying to learn Periscope. Up until last week, I didn't really watch that much of the Periscope ones. I didn't watch it before. I had a call with Randy and Jody as well on Friday, I believe. And so I caught up over the weekend with 2 of the big Periscope ones. But I was writing down notes here. So my thoughts have changed. I still am sort of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, going back and forth. I also know we weren't going to make a decision by the end of this call. And like others have said, I don't think it's something we need to have a decision by the end of the call. But definitely agree we had way too many pages before. And, it can get confusing with new people coming in, but what I've been leaning to, I'm willing to do what's best for the team, whether it's going by majority or whatnot. Before I listened to some of the Periscope calls, I was like, nope, I will absolutely not put prospects in the same page. No. Just like I was kicking and screaming with my past business when they made a big decision that we were going to all do something and I didn't want to do it. Finally decided to do it, was the best decision I did for myself and my team. So with that mindset, I'm thinking, you know what? A lot of successful people have done it here. I totally get what Randy and Jody were saying, is that we see something like knew that something is tried and we want to jump on board quick because it seems to be working, and then all of a sudden we fall off. So I'm hoping it's not something like this and that it's something that's sustainable. I love the energy in that new group already. I haven't added any prospects yet to it, but because I was, again, just catching up on all the Periscopes. What I've kind of jotted down was that, and again, maybe over time this will happen in the next couple months, but my vision is, and again, I might, no one might not everyone is probably not going to agree with this either. And again, this changed literally in the last couple days, but having 2 pages only, ISA for Wealth and the HHP. Love ISA for Life. Don't get me wrong. I know, like, Cindy, it's your baby. Totally get it. But I think that over time, maybe, and then gradually, if, maybe it's going to, I don't know, die off. I don't know if that's the right word, but if we could, it sounds like the activity and the energy that's in the HHP group is really exciting. And I wasn't all big on the, the fast-paced thing that they were talking about, because like Jody said, you can get overwhelmed, you can't even catch up, but I see the pros in that too. I see a little bit of both. And I know it feels like I might be all over the place, but if my vision again is to have to see 2 groups eventually, whether it's in a month, 2 months, the end of the year, I don't know. But if that's the case, where recognition, business information is all on the ISA for Wealth page and everything else, prospects and product info, is on the HHP page, that would mean, and this is of course going in another direction, that we would have to open up ISA for Wealth for associates and above that are interested in the business, because I have some really go-getters right now that are not consultants. They're so excited about the business, but if we're only posting business stuff on ISA for Wealth, and we're not doing it on the HHP page, they're not going to see that until they're a consultant. And I do recognize a sense of urgency to get to consultant too, but some people just aren't there yet. And I don't want them to miss the boat on, not getting business information or getting the great tips that are on ISA for Wealth that has really taken off. So that's sort of what I'm thinking of, is that the 2 groups eventually, so that means open to associates and above on ISA for Wealth, as that way they get exposed to all the business information. No talk of any business on the product/prospect page. And again, respect everybody's comments. And again, my thoughts changed going back and forth for the last few days, and it wasn't until I listened to a couple of the Periscope ones and re-listened that I kind of got it a little bit more, and it is making sense to me. So again, that's where my thoughts are right now. And I also I know we're not going to have time to talk about it, but I really think we need to address compliance with our team. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, actually, I think it was Sue I was talking to on the phone yesterday, and she said We should talk about compliance at the beginning of every single weekly team call. So we're going to start that tomorrow. So the beginning.
Absolutely, because if you recall, when we go to any Blitz event or things like that, what is the first thing they flash on the screen? Whether it's the health disclaimer or the income disclaimer.
Yep. So I actually printed out something they sent to all the top achievers in an email. Isogenics leadership talking points. I'm planning on starting every single team call with this. If I'm not on a team call and you guys are doing it without me, I'll get you the information, but I totally agree.
Right. Sorry to change subjects, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Yes. So. Very, very important. And the other thing is, we need to talk about, and we could do this on ISA or on the Mastermind group. I'm cool with inviting anyone who's interested in the business to the business group. We had kind of set it up so you had to be a consultant, and then you went to manager, director, and executive. But if we have associates that are already signing a contract and ready to go, I'm not opposed to that. If you guys are in agreement, we'll start that immediately. All right, let's take a couple phone people. Who said that?
Can I add something real quick? Since this is Lori. Sorry.
Yes.
Can I just address some of the concerns I've heard already from Randy and Jody, since other people might be feeling that way? And I'm not trying to convince, but I realized I didn't say it.
Can I interrupt, because I haven't given any feedback and I got to go to work in 5 minutes?
Yeah, let's try to get through everybody, and then we'll come back. Lori, hold those thoughts, write down your notes. Gina, I know, has got a rush, and I think we already lost Kelly and Val. All right, Gina, go ahead, hon.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I can go after Gina.
Okay.
Oh, good. Kelly's still there. All right. Just quickly, I like what everyone's saying. My main thing is that I look at all of this as marketing materials for all of us to use however we want. I mean, if you go through the Isogenics store, there's hundreds of marketing materials. Not all of us buy them. Not all of us use them. And I think just what we're putting out there is great. If you want to use them, fantastic. If you don't, and you choose to lead your team in a different way, that's great too. So like Randy and Jody, I have my own page, and because I'm trying to create an environment and different things there as well. But I will support anything anyone wants to do, and I don't think it's diluting anything at this point. And yes, we do tend to jump from one hot thing to another, but unlike hard copy marketing materials, Facebook is very dynamic, and we do need to move, quickly. So.
Awesome.
That's just my 2 cents.
Okay, thank you. I wanted it. All right, Kelly, I thought we lost you.
No, I'm running late, and so is the girl I'm meeting, so
Okay.
worked out well.
Awesome.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay. I love the concept of the HHP group. This is something I've been envisioning for a long time, and I just feel like we're putting all of this energy into one group. I would love to see it just be 2 groups, like Lisa said, HHP and ISA for Wealth. It was definitely having to watch the Periscope several times to actually fully get it, but when you listen to what they say, almost every objection that I've heard today, Lynette and Paul have a response for it, and we can work through it all. So I am for the 2 groups, and I also love the idea too of anybody that wants to be a business builder, get them in ISA for Wealth. Okay. That's it.
All right. Kim Joss, let's go with you, and then we'll go back to a couple more phone people.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I take lots of notes. So if you missed something from a call, let me know. So here's my thought. First of all, I'm glad that everybody else is overwhelmed, because everybody looks so normal on Facebook, like they have it all together. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not? Yeah, so thank you, because I'm still like ISA Derby and 90-day game plan. I still haven't figured out, I paid for Healthy Body and Mind, but I haven't actually, figured out how to actually get it in my email box. So I'll be taking care of that today. But here's the couple things. It is kind of overwhelming, but I think that's okay. You just keep going. You just keep doing things. What I love about it is that with the HHP group is that is very duplicatable. It's very, for people that might be like, oh, a 3-way call, or I have to do this. It seems very like, it seems easy to us, but to somebody new who's just starting, they're changing their whole complete lifestyle, and we want them to get started with the business quicker or get started sharing with other people. It gets a little overwhelming. I can understand that. They're totally changing their lifestyle. So this is very duplicatable. Oh, hey, if I have somebody interested, I can toss them in here. I can support them. I can have the support of other leaders and other prospects, and the energy in there is just amazing. And then if they don't know exactly how to do things, then you have the support of the other leaders to teach them. So it's a very duplicatable and very teachable and very easy and simple way. Plus, it does help pre-qualify them as to, are you going to get on a phone call with them and have a phone call? I know a lot of you do send like the ISA movie in a personal message, but this is a way that they can be in there seeing the energy and the community from the group and the support that they're going to have. Because we do all these back to school things or these slim down things, and we talk about all the support that we offer them, but we don't have that in the ISA for Life. There's not that. We make it like it's big and grandiose and they're going to get so much from it, but they just get invited into the group, and there's nothing, specific or anything for that. So I think this really just takes it up a notch. I belong to some of these other groups that are very similar to this. They have fun in there. They'll put like a Facebook game out there. They just really engage people and interact. Some of them are a little different than the HHP, whereas it's not at that level just yet. But I really like, again, the energy and how fun it is, and people want to be a part of it. And even if they turn their notifications off, they can put it in their, they get the pop-ups in their news feed, and they can go to it. And it's kind of like take what you want and leave the rest. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there, but everybody's different and everybody takes different things. So they can just go on there and scroll through. I mean, I'm not on there all the time. I just go on there for 5 minutes, and I do what I want to do on there, and then I hop off. But it's cool because I'm not the only one doing that. So if one of my team members would post and she would forget to do her, in the comment section, she would forget to do her education to her new person, there's plenty of other leaders on there that would share for me. So it kind of takes the weight off of you, and it's just that duplication. And we talk about everybody wants leader growth. Yes, we all do. But this is going to help that in the long run, because it's so easy and it's so simplified with that leader growth. Because I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just, like I said, simplifies, makes it easier. And I mean, I have people that are just like, I don't have time to do 3-way calls. I don't have time to do this. I don't.
Oh, might have lost her. Can you guys, is everybody stuck?
No, they want to be successful, but their life needs to be successful, and then they become frustrated. So, let's see here. What else did I forget? And the majority of our people are product users, right? So this way it engages, I'm not saying to focus on the product users, but to keep them in there, and maybe have them be like, oh, I like those ISA greens, or, oh, hey, I need e-shots and amps. So it does increase their order baskets, which helps everybody in the general as well.
Okay.
And let's see here. Plus,
You're cutting out,
if
Kim.
the platinum teams are doing this and it's working for them and it's being successful, then why wouldn't it be for other people as well?
Okay.
I don't think the platinum people would be like, hey, let's do this, and be like, oh, wait, it doesn't work. So I guess I trust them. And I really like the vibe of the HHP group and what it has to offer.
All right. I know Anne is taking time away from her family at the beach. So Anne, I'm going to go to you next. I'm sorry I took so long to get to you.
Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, I'm standing in the middle of, we won't tell you where. My kids are wondering if I'm lost. I love the energy on HHP. A few concerns for me, hopefully you can hear me, I'm trying to walk away from the ocean, is we could have had that energy in ISA for Life. I feel I consistently have posted there throughout the 3 years that I've been with Isagenics. So that honestly makes me a little sad. I don't know why we couldn't just give the current group a facelift, because we have, 4,000 members there. So I feel like my members are confused. My people are like, why am I in two groups? Or especially like everybody's, I mean, I know it's a transition. So that's one of my things. I mean, I love the energy there. I'll go back to Lori Tiffany. I'm kind of in the same school of thought as her. I think putting prospects in with product users still makes me unsettled. I'm not completely closed to anything. I think we all are learning, but right now I'm definitely not over there yet. So I personally will continue to utilize 3 groups. And the other thought I would like to say to everybody is, I hear that, oh, there's too many groups. How many leaders have their own group, and why is that? Why do, like, everybody has their own group and then all these other bigger groups? It's kind of a contradiction to me. You say you want 2 groups, but then we still have 3 or 4. So that's pretty much my thought.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for taking time away from your family to be on.
I'm still going to be on. I'm just going to go back to the ocean. They're like, where are you?
Okay,
So.
awesome. All right, Sue, let's move to you. I see you're on the phone too, and then we'll hit Tiffany and Nikki, and then I don't know if there's anyone else on the phone, but Susan, are you there?
I'm here. Okay, let's see. First, let me say that I have only been on the Transformation HHP group for a couple of days. So I don't have a ton of experience in there, but I love it. I love what I see. I think there's tons of energy and excitement, and I can see how prospects are, it's just sort of a great place to get people excited, especially if, a great tool for people who aren't maybe enrolling a lot of people. Some of our new consultants that, they can put people in there. So I love it. I think it's fabulous. And I definitely will utilize that group. Maybe to piggyback a little bit on what Ann said, I know there's a ton of energy in there, but, so I guess my baby would be ISA for Wealth. And it pains me to see that, a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, whatever it's been, we had to actually ask our masterminds to sign up for a week and post 1 time a day for a week. And, that those are the people that are driving our business. Those are the people that are creating the business volume on our teams. And we don't even have, 5 seconds to give to them. And so I'm just, I know how exciting it is to enroll people. I mean, I've enrolled over 150 something people, in my time. I definitely, I love to enroll people. I know how to do it. I'm great at closing. And, but on top of that, I really feel supporting is so key. And I don't have a ton of, I'm loving it. And I think it's great for new people. And of course, the product users on there are us. There are people in there that definitely have some product experience. But my concern is that are those people getting supported? And, like we all know, 80% of our 80% of our company is product users. So it is so important that they get supported. And, I'm saying hype in a good way, but there's a lot of hype on the page. Everyone's welcomed, and so it's like a specific thing. And it's just a little overwhelming for me right now. Like, I'm not looking at it going, yes, I totally want to, merge the pages. I think that there's enough question that I think we really need to just work with it and let's see how it goes. And I'm not opposed to, at the time, should the time come, that we say, just like we did, we had the managers, directors, executives, and then we were kind of like, oh my gosh, let's just put everyone together. And someone on the call mentioned putting new associates into ISA for Wealth that say, I want to do the business. Great. I have no problem with that. But I'm a little concerned about not supporting the 80% of our team that is driving our BV. And do they want to see the hype? Do they want to see just the welcomes. And Anne has addressed that concern in ISA for Life too. But I also think a lot of posts can be, to make it easy, a lot of posts can just be copied, pasted, put in the ISA Life page to get some more excitement on there. It is dull, but it's dull because we've done it. We've done nothing. So that's kind of one more thing. The Periscope, I've watched one. I didn't get to watch the other one. I know we're also impressed with these platinum leaders telling us what they do, but I know that I'm friends with some platinum leaders too that absolutely would not put prospects on their product page. So it's, everybody's different, and that's fine. So I would love to just do this. I will commit to all 3 groups. Love it, and I just want to see how it plays out.
Okay.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right, Tiffany.
Hey, Cindy.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Cindy, this is Cindy. I was able to get on.
Good.
But I have a client coming in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So
go ahead. You can go.
So could I share real quick? Okay, awesome. So honestly, I didn't know that this is where the scope was going. I had no idea. And it wasn't until Saturday that everything just made sense. And it was just oh my goodness, this is crazy. It was just this is completely duplicatable and super simple for anybody. So I actually had my first enrollment because of this, from it. So I want to say that this woman has been in the testimonial group for a while, for months. And since we changed the name, I was like, hey, I'm going to put you in this group. Check it out and let me know what you think. So it literally took her 24 hours, and she was like, I'm ready. I need to do this now. She wanted her products yesterday. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen with everybody. So basically, she was like, oh, and I'm really excited about the business. And I said, well, that's great. We'll talk about it on the phone tomorrow when we do the enrollment. And she's like, I already posted on my page. So I was like, well, I mean, if you're that interested in sharing, I said, what you can do is put people on the page that I put you on, and you ask their permission, and that's key. People need to be asked if they want to be put in there, whether they're a product user or whatever, because they need to be given, a proper introduction, and just if they're a product user, they need to know what it's about, and what they can use it for. So when I told her, we welcome them in like I did, and she's like, perfect. So there was no question, it was just really simple. And that's point is that it's going to be a natural progression for these prospects to turn into product users. That goes without saying. That's going to happen anyway. We don't remove them from the testimonial page when we put them into the ISA for Life page. So it's kind of just a natural progression that the product users are in with the prospects, because that's what's going to happen anyway. But this is just a simpler way for people to introduce and educate. And it's about your following up is you educating in the page. And they suggest posting in it every day, whether you're and you encourage your new product users to post in there every day, because you want to get them engaged and then educate. So then the people that they put in there see them posting, and it's just a progression. And I mean, yeah, it's worked for other people, and I'm just really excited about it. And I'm sorry for all the crazy this is causing. I'm just as overwhelmed as everybody else, and we're all trying to figure this out as we go. So, but that's all I have to say. Oh, and the ISA for Wealth, I've always thought that associates that are interested in the business should be in there.
Okay. Well, it's almost.
Who was that speaking? I'm sorry.
What was that?
I apologize. I didn't hear. Who was that just speaking?
Cindy.
I apologize. I recognize your voice.
That was Cindy, Laura.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was Cindy. Okay. Cindy, I've heard.
Hi. Cindy, Laura.
All right. I think we've got, unless there's any more on the phone, Tiffany and Nikki, I still want to hear from you guys. I know we're going over today, and I really appreciate your patience, but this is important stuff, and I just really wanted to have everybody share. Tiffany, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay.
So I definitely respect everyone's opinion, and we all have, I mean, that's why we're all leaders. We all have different opinions and ways that we want to take our business. But I will tell you, after watching this Periscope, I have never been so more excited about a system that is so duplicatable for all of us to use and grow our teams. Not just for our sales prospecting, but really I'm most excited about it for my team members. I this itching collecting or have challenges with it. My team does, and it really is a challenge. And so this is something that I just feel that if you watch all the Periscopes, they have a step-by-step system. And that's a big thing that I do want to stress is that if we do decide, or anybody that decides to use the HHP page, it is important that you know the steps so that we are all utilizing it in the correct way. Because it can go down a dark road if we aren't using it in the correct way. So it is important that we all know the proper steps on how to utilize it, how to make it most effective, and how we can all collaborate together and have a great culture and really build our teams together that way. But I mean, I know that I told Mark over the weekend, my husband, about, hey, I have this great new page that when you're out and about talking to people, because let me just preface this by, my husband's not in the business. He has no desire to be in the business, but he is very supportive of me, and he does recommend other people call me, and, you know, like I've had people, you know, enroll because he's referred them to me. But he doesn't really know what to say when he is talking with somebody, like when he's at the gym or at work or wherever it is. And when I told him, hey, just friend them on Facebook, and then you can put them into this group, and then I will take care of the rest. And he was like, that's really easy. I can do that. Mm-hmm. And he was like so relieved that he didn't have to know what to say anymore. And he didn't know, you know, again, and it wasn't going to be this big ordeal of him having to know anything about it. He could just say, hey, let me friend you. My wife can give you some more information about it through Facebook. And he just said that was really simple. So, and I feel that that is how a lot of our team members are going to feel about it as well, that it is a really simple system to follow. But it is going to take some education on all of our parts to make sure our teams are using it correctly. But with that said, I know some of you are very skeptical about it. I will say I was very skeptical about it at first until I watched several of the Periscopes and saw that they had this step-by-step system to follow. And they really do a great job of, you know, laying it all out and saying exactly what to do and what not to do. And I'm just very excited about it. As far as ISA for Life and the other pages, I don't know right now if I have a clear-cut decision on whether I think we should get rid of ISA for Life, because I see the purpose of having that page as well. And like Sue mentioned, we can just post a lot of the stuff that we're posting on the HHP page on ISA for Life. So it doesn't have to be like we have to come up with different posts. We can just post in both places. And with Hootsuite, you can do it very easily. You could just make one post and post it on both of them very easily, as long as we're admins on both pages. So, you know, I think there is a lot of great, because I know, Cindy, it's great for you to put, you know, some recognition that you would like for people to see. And, you know, it's a great forum for people to come to if they are having challenges using the products and things like that. And that's not something we want on the HHP page. So right now, I don't feel the need to really get rid of that page. We'll see how it goes as it goes along. And of course, I definitely see the need for the ISA for Wealth page. So that's just my opinion.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Nikki, and I know we have Jessie still on the phone too, and we'll see if I missed anyone else on the phone. Hi, Nikki, you're in the dark.
I know. I was thinking I should flip my blinds. No, I can go quick. I have not looked at the Periscope, so truly, I do not think I have an opinion to wage here, because I simply have not done the research to be able to give a fair opinion. And so that's something I will look into. You know, as far as, I'll be honest with you, I have added a couple of people to ISA for Wealth that have just started out interested in the business. I guess I kind of forgot we have the rule of consultants, so that's not an issue. And then it would be interesting just to leave all 3 pages up and see where the energy flows.
Yep.
Awesome. You know, that might tell your story right there. Just all 3 stay up and just see what happens and see what attracts the most energy.
Yep.
So just a thought.
Awesome. Thank you, Nikki. All right, Jessie.
Thanks, Cindy. As with anything new, there's always some angst. And so I kind of went into this listening to them with an open mind. And what I love about these two is they have duplicatable systems. And being a newer leader, you know, to this rodeo, I feel like I've done all the work to get my team to where they are, because a lot of people don't know what to say or know what to do. So I've been the one holding the tastings or the meetings or opportunity events, whatever we call them. I've been the one doing all of that to get my team where they are or having those three-way conversations. So for me, this is so duplicatable to be able to train my team to plug in or have them plug in their leads or potentials to this HHP page. So I love that. I don't know if I would get rid of ISA for life just because I see that as, like Susan said, the product users, 80% of our team are made up of product users. So what do we do with that group? Because even though they just might, order the minimum, they're still important to us. So we need to plug them in somewhere. And if they do have issues, I certainly don't want that on the HHP page. And then the ISA for Wealth is our business building page. So I just think it's our job as leaders to say, okay, as a potential, this is where you're going. But now that you're enrolled, this will be the page that you're going to want to focus on. So unless, of course, they have potentials. And so that's just my thought.
Thanks, Jess. All right. Have I missed anyone on the phone? Okay. All right.
I want to say something really, really quick. I just want to say that the HHP page is for product users that are just starting out that do have concerns. That's part of it. It's part of the education, and in the Periscopes they go through how to handle them. And that's another part of the training. And then obviously if somebody's just being ridiculously disrespectful and trying to sell product, you delete or you block and delete if you have a conversation and they're still not complying. So, I mean, it's not that we're just making it all happy and like everything is just like super duper great. We address the issues because there's going to be other people that have those issues. But that's why we do the 14-day talk. That's going to prepare people for what's to come and what might happen. So that's where the objections get stopped
if I
before
could
they're
just interject. I mean, I totally get what you're saying, but the product page is for those that are interested, and the 14-day talk doesn't come until after they've enrolled. So
right,
I know,
but they're not,
things are going to happen, but I just don't want someone spewing their guts out on the product page about how this product gave them diarrhea, where maybe it was just a soul situation.
But at that point, they're already enrolled.
Run away from that.
At that point, they're already enrolled. At that point, they're already enrolled and had the 14-day talk. If they're complaining about diarrhea, if that's before the system, then it has nothing to do with isogenics.
Correct. But if I have someone on that product page who is yet to enroll, they didn't hear me talk about the side effects, but yet they're seeing someone else talk about that might be like, So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you do the 14-day talk, it's going to eliminate most of that. And yes, there's going to be some that sift through because somebody didn't enroll them properly, and that's why it's so important to train everybody the correct way.
Okay, so guys, I know
Cindy, she does tell them. We have to clarify if we want to do that. She does in the 14-day talk tell them to share the good, bad, and the ugly on the group. And that is hard for people. I kind of get that, But Lynette and Paul, also for people being negative, saying they don't like the snacks or whatever. For Lynette and Paul, they address that. Jesse, I don't know if you saw that, and how you should respond to anyone who's saying snacks are disgusting or, those things that we've had before, which is totally different than someone being an a-hole. If someone's being an a-hole, you need to remove them, and stuff. But I know that's kind of hard for people, and we can decide how we want to coach them on that 14-day talk. Maybe when you prepare them, you do want them to message you, or things like that. But it's also, it is part of the process. And what I do believe is there will be so much more positive going on in there. You're not going to notice those so much. There's going to be, because people are so much more proactive on that page to put proactive stuff that one or two people having some symptoms every once in a while that they share and then get addressed and supported is not going to deter anyone. In my opinion. But again, my last stake is I don't want to convince anyone. I don't care. People use it how you want to use it. My outlook is we're being abundant and sharing how to use this, and everyone needs to get educated if they are interested. Only you. And if not, that's okay. Fine.
And thank you for sharing it with everyone. I think we can all agree on this. The HHP group could be very, very beneficial to this whole entire team. We all agree on that. I think where we're mixed is some people just aren't ready to let ISA for Life go quite yet. And this may happen totally by osmosis, as I think it was Nikki said, let's see where the excitement goes. But this is what I ask. We are all leaders. I ask of you to please support all three groups until a decision is made down the road if we want to eliminate one. I feel like, I have to apologize. Ann Baranti has done so much work in ISA for Life, and really I kind of backed off. I did more with the ISA for Wealth group and the Mastermind group. Sue kind of helped with the ISA for the business group. And I think, we've really let the excitement go in that group, and it does need a facelift. And I'm not saying, for those of you that don't want to add your new people to ISA for Life, I get that and I respect that. And I'm okay with that. But please, for the rest of you that can help me out, I really want to step it up with ISA for Life for now until we make a clear decision which way we want to go. Some of us haven't even seen the periscopes yet. So let's still educate ourselves, still share. Let's all support all three groups because, gosh, we have three fabulous groups here. Let's support them and keep educating ourselves and keeping in mind that we want to do what's best for this whole entire team, and we want to be leaders that people want to follow, and we can do that by linking arms and working together. There's so many great ideas here, and so much of what Lynette and Paul are doing can help us all, and there's going to be more stuff coming. I mean, CG Siddons is someone I follow, Alexis Romano's team. They do things very differently than what we're suggesting here, and that doesn't mean there's one right way or one wrong way. It's finding what works best for our team and working together to find that, and always be searching. I mean, we've changed the groups up a number of times already, and we're willing to keep changing them because we want to do what's best for the team. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know this was a very long call today, and I'm so grateful that you took time out for this. It's recorded, so we'll share it with those that couldn't get on, and we can keep bantering on. Yes, Randy?
I just have one thing I wanted to add in there. You were talking about trying to get input for the ISA for Life page, and that's something that Jody and I were talking about even with our team page, is not to just have the executives or the major hitters in the team post, but have anybody who's a consultant or above post, or even somebody that's just interested and finds something good on the ISA FYI page, post it. So it's not just the same people posting all the time. And that's true for ISA for Life.
Yep. Getting more excited and more people. Yeah, you don't have to be an executive. I mean, the reason you guys are all administrators of these groups is because you're the heart of this team. You're the heart of the whole entire team. But there's a lot of people that aren't executives yet that still have a lot of great things to share. Absolutely. Welcome it. Bring it on. Bring it on. All right, guys, thank you. Sorry it went so long. Love you all. Thank you for all of your input. And everybody that started up this HHP group, we really do appreciate all that you're doing and love the freshness of it, and really appreciate you being abundant and letting us all into that too. So have a great day, guys. Happy 90-day game plan.
Bye, Cindy.
Bye.